We'll get to that in a moment. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Your choice of either 6 or 12. Steak, there's steak everywhere. Okay, ribeye steak. This is a true favorite amongst steak lovers. 9.5 ounces each without the bone. That means that beautiful, rich, tender, marbled ribeye steak, you eat it end to end. Not only that, you don't have to worry about marinating. You don't have to worry about seasoning because they've done it for you with their garlic and herb seasoning already infused into it. Just imagine that aroma wafting through your home when you're doing this in a skillet, when you're doing it on an indoor grill, when you're grilling this outdoors, depending where you live. Okay. It's on 5 Easy Pays, but only until the end of the day. You're saving 2 pennies shy of $30 as a stock up and save. $20 brings it home for the 6 count. $34 brings it home for the 12 count. There is no auto delivery on this one. Carved from the prime rib roast, which you know we all absolutely love. It is succulent, it is rich, it is glorious. Now, these are limited. If you want the 6 count, 220. If you want the 12 count, 130, then that's it. Again, no auto delivery. It's M61374. All right, Chef Ralph, are you ready to take it away?
I'm absolutely ready. Thank you for the introduction. So these are ribeyes. Now, when I talk about ribeyes, I feel like I'm talking to a specific group of people, right? They love ribeye because it's the fattiest, it's the most flavorful, it's the most heavily marbled steak out there. Because why? Because it's cut from the prime rib. So if you like prime rib, you'll like it a little medium rare, of course.
I do.
And you love a little fattiness, right?
I do. Fat
look
equals
at that.
flavor.
When we talk about a ribeye, a lot of times most ribeyes have a lot of fat, okay, surrounding them, which kind of adds to the weight. In our case, we're going to give you a little fat, right? Because we know you like a ribeye. We know you like a prime rib. But in this case, it's a perfect balance between fat and flavor. And what you get is this unbelievable kind of just beautiful steak. And you see that every slice is buttery. Ugh. It's rich. Oh, and by the way, it's already marinated, okay? That is in itself a big deal. And let me tell you why. Because a lot of times people are afraid to marinate a ribeye steak. A, because it's expensive. And B, they just don't know what kind of marinating to do. So in this case, what we did, and again, you see how juicy these are?
I was just going to say, wow.
Yeah, and again, they just came out of the oven. Again, normally I would let these sit for about 5 or 6 minutes and let all those juices kind of go back into the ribeye. But in this case, you're seeing how juicy it is because this is basically prime rib. So what I love about this is that you get that sear on both sides, whereas prime rib, it's just a hunk of meat. It's beautiful, it's rich, it's succulent. But I love the fact that you can sear these on both sides, but still get that prime rib vibe, right? Now, let me just show you a whole one here. So let's talk about the flavor, okay? Now, this is garlic, this is herb, this is herbaceous, this is sweet. Ooh. It's not overpowering. So when you see like garlic, I'm Italian, right? So when I cook like with, I think, average of 10 cloves of garlic. Sometimes it's pungent, right?
I'm not mad.
In this case, it's very subtle. It's sweet. It complements those herbs. But when you talk about a rich piece of meat like a ribeye, you don't notice it as much. And I want people to see something before I cut into a next one. If you notice, see how look at that. So the marinating is already in there. When you go to defrost this, if you want to defrost this overnight, you're ready to go. But if you want to leave this for like 2 to 4 days in your refrigerator, it's going to marinate even more. All that garlic, all that herb is literally going to be sucked into the ribeye, and you're going to get even more of a powerful herbaceousness and garlickiness. So see that? And by the way, see all those white lines? See all those white lines there?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Flavor.
Those are marbling. That's from the corn-fed cattle, okay, that starts with grass, finishes with corn. Those white lines are going to melt into the steak and almost baste the steak by itself. And again, these are beautiful. I mean, not 9 ounces.
9.5.
Woo,
9.5.
Whoa.
Without the bone, Ralph. Without the bone.
Yeah. And you know what? You know that place we both go to that serves
Yes.
steaks? Can
Oh,
you can you
yes.
can you imagine what a 9.5 ribeye
Look,
costs?
I look at it every time I go on the menu, Ralph, and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
a ribeye sounds great. And I look at it, I go, oh, not today. What do I have in my freezer from Kansas City instead? I'll have a Caesar and I'll head on home and make myself an entree.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look, Kansas City, you bring the best of the best to us here at QVC, but also to those white tablecloth restaurants like you and I are talking about that we both go to.
Yeah, I think it's important people to know. So, our main business, okay, is actually selling our steaks to high-end restaurants. That's the majority of our business. So, what I love about this is you get that same experience at a screaming good deal because these hour shows, I'm always like, wow, like my foodie friends must love me because we're delivering these great prices for high-end steaks, which is kind of unheard of, right?
Right.
Like steak generally is what it is. It is what it is, right? Unless you go with like a cheaper cut of steak, then yeah, you get away with it. It's not going to taste as good. Now, I want people to see something because again, all my ribeye friends, see right here, that's called the decal. Okay, you get that on every steak. Okay, the decal is highly intense meat. Okay, that basically caps that prime rib, and it is absolutely a treat. So if you love ribeye and you're not always getting that decal, well, here you go. You're going to get at least 2 slices, 3 slices on every one. Okay.
All right,
And
Ralph.
again,
I
yeah.
got to do some updates here because
Okay.
obviously we're looking at your demos. Everybody's mouth is watering. We're ordering. So updates are, if you want the 6 count at a $20 easy pay, only 190 remain. Remember, it's a stock up and save. If you pick up the 12 count, $34 brings that home. Only 110 remain. That stock up and save saves you nearly $30. Both those easy pays, $20 and $34 respectively. They both go away at the end of the day today. Of course, this does ship for free. It's M61374, and there is no auto delivery here. None. I mean, the aroma, the flavor, the richness, the juiciness, the fanciness. It just feels so fancy even on a Tuesday. You don't have
That's
to
right.
wait for that anniversary dinner. You don't have to wait for that special occasion. Look, it's Tuesday and I'm ready to treat myself to a gorgeous, already marinated and infused ribeye steak.
Yeah.
Boneless at 9.5 ounces.
At 9.5 ounces. So when we talk about 9.5 ounces, that's a good amount of meat. So because there's no bone, it's very easy to slice these up, right? Family style, put them on a bed of arugula and put it in the middle of the table, maybe a little pasta, right? Look at that. I just want everyone to see that. Okay. That is a 9.5 boneless.
That is a work of art, is what it is.
Is that gorgeous? Look at that.
It's stunning. It's beautiful.
And look how it's like, it kind of like almost falls apart because it's so tender. That's basically a prime rib. You take a prime rib, you slice it, that's what you have. And
you
then
know what I would need? You know what I would need? I would need some creamy horseradish. I cannot,
Oh, yeah.
I think prime rib, I think ribeye, most steaks, I need a little bit of creamy horseradish. And I make the best, if I do say so myself.
Do you? Oh,
I do.
I like your
Pretty
stuff.
good. Thank
And,
you.
we have the potatoes coming up. So I love when I help people make easy decisions, right? Because like, oh, what am I going to? I would love to have the potatoes and the ribeyes in the freezer, ready to go. I don't have to think about anything. And by the way, we give you this awesome cookbook. It's like a little kind of guide, right? It basically walks you through how to cook these, how long to cook these. You want medium rare? It's in the book. The book also gives you some like marinade ideas, some pound butters. It's something that you want to have in your drawer.
Ask real fast, how did these come?
Okay, so
Each
one per
individual?
package, just
one
like
per
this.
package, beautiful.
Okay, already marinated. Like I said, keep them in the refrigerator a little extra long after you defrost them. You'll get a little bit extra pop of flavor. And again, these are a customer favorite. People love these. They're consistent. I started off the year this year talking about Kansas City Steak Company. And the one word I want to get out there is consistency, right? That's important because, a lot of times if you're in charge of a dinner party or just simply a family dinner, you want to have that confidence that no matter how you cook this, wherever you cook this, it's going to be delicious, right? And that's why we're consistently good. And that's why you won't see these in a grocery store, Julia, because we don't trust anybody. When you talk about a steak, temperature controlled, how long has it been defrosted, how long has it been in open air. I mean, there's so many factors when you're curating a good steak, and this is what you get. Okay, again, you get a little of that fat, right? All my ribeye lovers, a little bit of fat there.
Equals flavor.
Fat equals flavor, and you see how it just like literally falls apart.
Oh, that one is perfect looking.
Oh,
Oh
look at
my
that.
gosh. Look,
Right?
there's no auto delivery on these. If you want to stock up, I wouldn't blame you one little bit, especially since there's an easy pay that goes away at the end of the day today. Remember, you have your choice of either 6 or 12. Now, only 150 remain in the 6 count. And the 12 count, fewer than 100 now. There's a stock up and save of $29.98 when you pick up the 12 count. But just imagine 9.5 ounces each, already marinated, totally boneless. Eat this end to end. It's an absolute, well, it's a showstopper, Ralph.
Yeah. And by the way, since we're hanging out here,
Yeah,
and we have a minute left,
yeah.
you know that a traditional cheesesteak, right, uses ribeye,
I did not know
but
that.
it's usually shaved or it's usually chopped, right?
Right.
What about we just kind of go in here and take a little bit of that sliced ribeye and make a ribeye sandwich? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You see this? Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it with some of that gorgonzola cheese that you like, and we're
Oh
gonna
my
make
gosh,
a
yes.
gourmet. Okay, and then our friend Rick, I did this the other day. I put a little truffle balsamic on
Oh
a
my
sandwich.
gosh, you just took it to the next level.
And he said to me, "It's Ralph, did you just put balsamic on steak?" I go, "Rick, I did. It works. It absolutely works." So look at that. Very simple. Sliced ribeye, gorgonzola, and a little truffle balsamic. And you, my friend, are rocking and rolling
Well,
and finding fun ways to use that ribeye steak that's, by the way, already marinated. That's the point.
all I can say, Ralph, is we're neighbors. You know where I live. If anything winds up at my doorstep, I won't be mad. Okay.
I feel you.
You have your choice of either 6 or 12 and an easy pay that goes away at the end of the day. The 6 comes home on a $20 easy pay. The 12 count comes home for a $34 easy pay. There's no auto delivery and they're getting very limited. 80 left in the 12 count, 80, and then it's gone. And 150 in the 6 count. It's M61374. All right, this is how we started the show with a little